What's up, guys? I'm Mike from StockedUp, and welcome back to the Stocks with Mike and Tom show. The Dow broke 30,000 for the first time ever. We're seeing a huge rotation into stocks that haven't recovered yet, like bank stocks, travel stocks, and even some oil stocks. And we're seeing a very slight rotation out of tech. Like with Apple, and that in the past couple days, certain tech stocks have been lagging, but really the past couple days, a lot of Dow stocks are exploding. It's very exciting to see, and Tesla is just exploding. In this video, we have a lot of news that we're going to be going over that happened in the market today, and we're even going to be talking about Bitcoin a little bit and how it's getting close to its all-time high of around 20,000. So that's very exciting to see. We have a lot of great plays that we're going over in this video. Yesterday's video was actually pretty huge because we had like it was a $33 million option or $34 million option, and it was the Tesla 550 strike calls that expire this Friday. And if we look at those same calls today, I'm pulling them up right now. The 550 calls are up about 210% today. So we have a lot of great things that we're going over in today's episode. Make sure you guys stick around to the end of the video. Like I said, we have a lot of great plays. The market's actually moving pretty nice this week. So make sure you guys stick around. And if you guys want to trade the same options as Tom and I, you can click the Stocked Up Options Alerts link in the description down below. But Tom, let's get right into today's video.
For sure. The Dow broke $30,000, like you said, which was an amazing thing to happen for the overall market and just everything. And like you said, there's been that really big rotation with the stocks lately. A lot of tech stocks seem to have been going, not really maybe falling down too much, but just kind of pulling back. And also then we have the other stocks like bank stocks really rising up with airlines and oil companies. And man, these bank stocks are really flying. Like Bank of America is up 5.8%. JP Morgan is up 4.6%. That's amazing. And then with oil stocks, even Exxon and Mobil's up 6.66%. CVX is up around 5%. So it's just awesome to see this transition kind of happening. And it's also good that the Dow is actually holding its levels during this transition. And let's check out the QQQ though. Yeah, you can see even the QQQ is up. So it's not too bad as long as the QQQ and everything also continues to rise.
True, and also, Tom, we're also seeing some good upwards momentum in airline stocks and cruise stocks. Like DAL airline stock is up about 6.4% today. You have UAL up about 10%. American Airlines up about 10%. We have CCL, Carnival Cruise, up over 11%. NCLH up about 8%. So I think it's awesome to see how we're starting to see some of the stocks that just got really beaten down, they're starting to rise. And I think this is a great signal. And I'm very excited for the Dow to finally catch up with the NASDAQ because we all know COVID really benefited a lot of tech stocks. And everyone was looking at the Dow and it just wasn't recovering like tech stocks were. And I think it's great to finally see these value stocks start to really recover. I mean, a 5% day on some of these value stocks like JP Morgan, that's pretty big,
Yeah, for sure. JP Morgan and all them are definitely starting to rise. And man, it's really the way that they're moving. Also, it's almost like you can play this almost like they're penny stocks and stuff, the way they're moving 5% plus. And especially with the stocks like DAL and CCL, you can really like maybe buy and hold those for a couple of days and make quite a bit off of them just because of how large these swings really are to the upside. And man, and the big thing is like even if we look at Carnival Cruise Lines, they still have about 100% to go back to the upside until their pre-corona levels. So that's a pretty good indicator there. I think that there's going to be a lot of buyers buying this up, maybe not all the way back up, but I think it'll definitely continue running. It's not a given for sure, but I just think given the momentum over the past few days, it looks like a great setup.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of potential with bank stocks, like especially JP Morgan, Bank of America, just like good bank stocks, like even Citigroup. WFC is kind of like the not so good bank stock. You could say it's definitely riskier, but I think the financial sector is definitely looking pretty strong right now.
Yeah, and I really like how a lot of them are sitting above trend lines and everything. So it's even like the technicals are even looking good. So whenever that happens, it's normally a win-win, and you see these big pops when that's normally the case.
True. And then Tom, what is going on with Bitcoin?
Bitcoin has actually been crazy. I actually have a trading view chart to pop up here. Man, this thing's getting all the way up to around $19,000. And wow, if I go all the way back, you can see it's almost back to their all-time highs, which was right around that $20,000 mark, I believe. And man, you're getting right around there. So be careful of a double top. But I know a lot of people are buying this up. XRP is up a lot today. A lot of these cryptocurrencies, a lot of them have been running 20% plus on these given days. You know, Bitcoin's up around 3% right now, but I really like, you know, the way that these have been moving. And man, I know a lot of people were buying these whenever they pulled back. And I know a lot of people are also still holding from whenever they went up to 16,000 and fell all the way back.
Oh yeah, yeah. So Tom, do you have any other news that happened in the market today?
Something pretty cool is that Tesla actually passed $500 billion in valuation today. And also, Elon Musk took the second richest person slot from Bill Gates. So now Bill Gates moved down into third place. And Elon also just took third place from somebody else. So he's really moving up the leaderboards here. And you can see that Tesla's at $500 billion now that they're up around $555. And I think that as long as they keep moving up, man, Tesla might be the next $1 trillion company. I'm seeing a lot of articles predicting Tesla being the next $1 trillion company. And man, just given what they do and how much they've been going up, it definitely would not surprise me.
Yep. And then, I mean, and just the EV hype and the EV industry is just exploding. Like, I'm kind of surprised we finally saw a red day with NIO today, XPEV, LI, and what's kind of weird is, you know, even though NIO finished red, they only finished red about 3%. So like when they're up 13%, 10%, 8%, and then they fall and they're down 3%. So
And it was strange to see them fall when Tesla went up, wasn't it?
true. Yeah, that's actually really interesting. So overall, it's good to at least see them start to pull back. I personally think they can pull back a little more, you know, with NIO and stocks like that. But we will see. Just make sure not to get caught up in the hype. You know, I know it's very tempting when you see these stocks up 10% in a day to just, you know, buy and hold for a couple weeks. And even though it can work out great sometimes, just know that these EV stocks are up a ton. So that's great to hear with Elon, and Tesla is doing great. They actually broke all-time highs today, right?
Yeah, definitely all-time highs, and I really like how they've been looking on the daily chart. So they're breaking all-time highs, and the thing was they broke all-time highs yesterday as well. But man, today how they really extended upwards, that's just a crazy, almost like overextension to the upside. And man, I think they could continue running for a couple of days, and especially since the other EV stocks went down and this one went up, I think that shows that they have a lot more momentum behind them. And obviously they're a lot better company and they have a lot more cars on the road than stocks like NIO.
Yep. All right, well, now let's get into our Discord member of the day. And we have an awesome member of the day today. And IndySpeed made a great post in the Profits channel saying, great call, Mike and Tom. This is my second week of stat modeling, and I made the money to pay for the year. You guys are great. Glad to be part of the family. So he posted 2 screenshots, too. So he made about $684 on the JP Morgan play today. And then he also made about $1,500 on Bank of America. So that's awesome. Great job for this trade, and thank you for sharing this great post. If you guys want to try the stat modeling program, which is the same options that Tom and I trade every single day along with the machine learning bot, you can click the Stocked Up Options Alerts link in the description down below. But Tom, let's get into our momentum plays for tomorrow. And the first one is BABA.
Yeah, Baba. This one we've been saying that Baba could be going up in the short term for quite a while now, and man, I really like to see them going up, but make them pop above 281.
Yeah, they have a lot of momentum, and like you said, we've been eyeing this one for a while. With the next one, we have DAL.
DAL, make them go ahead and pop above 4150.
All right, and then we have Exxon Mobil.
XOM, make them hit above 4225.
All right, and last but not least, we have C.
Citigroup, another bank. I love the way these banks have been running. 5714, but make them go ahead and break above 5720.
All right, so basically, guys, we are eyeing all the levels Tom listed. If these stocks break above those levels, we are eyeing them for quick day trades. And now for today's unusual options activity. and we are looking at Tesla 600 calls that expire this Friday, November 27th. There was a little under $12 million put into those options today. We called out the Tesla 550 calls yesterday, and they're up 200%. But EV stocks there's a lot of hype behind them right now. Tesla is one of those stocks where when it runs, it likes to run for 2 to 3 weeks. So no one knows the top on Tesla. This thing can continue up for $50 more, or it can come crashing down tomorrow. No one knows, but there's a ton of momentum, especially with Tesla right now. So looking at this stock, I just don't see smart money longing an option that's $50 out of the money, and it's a weekly option. I think there's a very strong possibility that they are shorting these options as like covered calls or something like that. What do you think?
Yeah, I would think that too, but man, I just think with the way they ran yesterday, and now that it looks like it might run again, man, I wonder if the people who placed the big $30 million trade yesterday doubled down today with with more calls. I
I'd
mean,
be surprised.
man, it's such a run up.
Yeah, that's definitely a crazy run up, but Tesla, they have a ton of momentum right now, and they're doing pretty good as a company. So, it's good to see. So now let's get into our questions from the previous episode. And with the first question, we have Anna saying, "What do you think of SBE and PLUG? And then how about RIOT?" And then she said, "Hope I can sell my C tomorrow to buy something else." So C actually had an amazing day today. So you definitely probably did pretty well with that. But let's take a look at SBE. So actually saw they're doing pretty good. I saw some good news about them recently. The only thing that I'm seeing is they're up so much in like the past couple days. I know that they have a lot of hype behind them, and the industry that they're in is doing very well. I'm not sure if you're looking at this for a short-term trade or a long-term trade, but if you're looking for the short term, it might be a little bit too high in my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, same here. I just think that whenever you run from like 14 up to 42 and then you start to fall back down, that's just a little bit too high in my opinion. And I think that we could see a pullback maybe in the short term. I'm not saying it's going to fall back down to 18 or anything like that, but at least maybe a little pullback down to maybe 32 or so.
Yep. And then Tom, what do you think of PLUG?
Yeah, plug. I actually really like this stock. I know that they're doing very well, and for the long term, they look pretty good. But the thing is, that once again, they're just up so much right now. But they've been doing pretty well, and they have a lot of hype behind them as well. But the thing about them is, I think that they're a little bit more solid of a company than Switchback is. But just given that though, they still rose from 6 to 28, and man, I think they could easily pull back just as well. But in the long term, I do like them, but I don't know if she's going for the short term or the long.
Yep. And then she also said RIOT.
Riot. Yeah, I don't know what Riot does. It says they're a blockchain, Riot blockchain, but man, this is one that I just personally would not trade. It looks like that you can definitely get a run up on this stock, but man, it just looks very, very risky.
Yeah, they tend to move up when Bitcoin moves up, so that's another thing to keep in mind. And
Oh, well, yeah, I guess if Bitcoin goes up, it wouldn't be a bad thing, but yeah, Bitcoin's almost, be careful of Bitcoin double topping with this one.
yep. All right. And then with the next question, we have, let's see, with the next question, we have Caldera saying, great video, guys. What do you think of Apple? So AAPL.
AAPL. You know, I was actually looking at Apple. You could see they started falling down the past few days, but they're actually hitting off the 100 SMA on a daily chart, and I'm actually watching this level. You can see the last time they hit the 100 SMA, they had a couple green days after that. So I'm going to really be looking for a bounce off of this, or I'm going to look for a red day, kind of like a confirmation going through it to the downside, and then maybe I would get puts. But I'm going to really be looking for the bounce maybe to the upside tomorrow on Apple. And it was also green today, and it bounced right off of there. So it's also, that's kind of a pretty good confirmation.
Gotcha. All right. And then with the next question, we have Sam saying, what are your thoughts on BABA and V? More movement to the upside, question mark. So like we said earlier, BABA's looking pretty good. It is the momentum trade, so it is looking pretty good. I'm not sure on how long you're looking to trade this, but I think it looks pretty good to the upside right now. So yeah, and then Tom, what do you think of V?
Yeah, Visa, I really like this. The thing is that I would really hope that it starts to come back. like you said, there's been a rotation in the market. So they've kind of fully recovered since the virus. So if the market starts rotating, hopefully they don't start falling down. Hopefully they kind of follow the bank stocks and kind of go up. And also another one to look at for Visa would be kind of like AXP, which is American Express. You can see this one's kind of, it's not quite up to pre-virus levels. So I think this one might be a better one to trade in the short term. And it's also just about to break out of this setup that's almost similar to the setup that Bank of America and JP Morgan has.
Yep, and then we have Ricardo saying GRWG has been popping for me consistently in recent weeks. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Wow. Yeah, this one has really been popping, but wow. I mean, it's up so much. I would have expected it to fall probably from 22, kind of like it did down to 14, but I would not have expected it to keep running up to 34. I would say at this moment, it's probably up a little bit too much. I think it's a little overextended and it might pull back kind of like it did here. But I think it might be a good stock for the long term given this type of movement. It just looks like very good movement, but man, it's just another one of those stocks that just it's like at the very top and it's had like 100% swing over the past year.
Yep, and then I just wanted to give a little shout out to a couple people that I always see commenting. So Lou, Vince, Tom, and Slick are always leaving comments like on every single video. So I just want to give a quick little shout out and just personalized thank you to those people because comments really help grow the channel. So we really appreciate it. Thank you to you four. But Tom, do you have any last minute stocks, options, or any insight for the market for tomorrow?
You know, not too much. The main thing I'm still looking at right now is Twitter. I talked about this one a few days ago, and it looks like it's really starting to break out. It has a big gap to fill to the upside, and I think that if some of these other stocks start going up, I think Twitter might go up too, and it looks like they're playing pretty well off of technicals. So if they break above like 45, 57, I would think that they could have a pretty strong day tomorrow or just over the next couple weeks. Just keep them on your radar. I really think they might fill this gap back up.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys want to trade the same options as Tom and I and get access to the machine learning bot, you can click the Stocked Up Options Alerts link in the description down below. And if you guys aren't subscribed already, don't forget to subscribe to see our videos on your YouTube homepage each day. And if you guys have any questions, let us know in the comments down below. But other than that, thanks for watching.